Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. This is going to be my response to Amy's Autopsy, which we both did a tag video for Sean Erschen and I believe Geek Legion of Doom for the 10 best franchises. Of course, my rules were they had to be 3 and above. I wasn't counting remakes and the television series and all that. She did one better, which was she was eliminating the big four, which is Jason, Michael, um, Freddy, and Leatherface. And I said I was going to do a response and, tell her what mine was. And I'm going to do one better. I'm going to adopt my rules, her rules, and add another rule. And I'm going to eliminate child's play as well. Because I believe they're, part of the big, they're not the big four, they're the big five. So I'm going to eliminate child's play. Now, some of these, of course, you're going to remember from um, my original tag because they didn't have the big five in them. But here we go. Um, Coming in at number 10 is going to be Saw. I do like the Saw franchise. I'm not a huge fan of Jigsaw, but it's watchable. I did go see it in the theaters, and I do like the rest of the films. So that is number 10 is going to be Saw. Number 9 is going to be Insidious. Um, Four movies, four hits in my opinion. Now, granted, some of the like part two, part three, and part four weren't as good as the first, but they're all, in my opinion, they're all watchable. So that is number 9 is Insidious. Number 8 was a tough one. Um, I wanted it to make my original list, but I didn't think it was strong enough. But when I took out the big five, then I had to put it in there. Is going to be Puppet Master. I've always been a Puppet Master fan. I do like most of the movies. Some of the Axis of Evil I enjoyed. Axis Rising was eh. Axis of Evil, I believe, was the 11th or 12th one. Because I'm getting mixed up here. That was eh. It was okay. Not really that great. And then we have The Littlest Reich, which is kind of a reboot, which I absolutely loved. So number 8 is going to be the Puppet Master franchise. Number 7, and I don't even know if I would call Littlest Reich a reboot. It's just a different way of looking at it, and people seem to have a problem as of what to label it. But the series has done this several times now with Retro Puppet Master. So it all kind of follows the same story. It's just a different way of looking at it. Anyway, number 7 is going to be Candyman. I do like all three films. The second and third one aren't as good as the first, obviously, but I do like all three films in that series. So that is number 7 is going to be Candyman. Number 6 is going to be Final Destination. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but that was my number 10 pick in my original list before I took out the big five. I do like all of the Final Destination films. The fourth one is probably the weakest in the franchise, but I still do like it. Let's see. Number 5 is going to be Evil Dead, so that jumps up quite a bit. There's only 3 movies in that series because I'm not counting remakes, and I do like all of them. Like I said, I wasn't always the biggest fan of um, Part 2, but it has grown on me, and I love it now, but I just don't think it compares to the first and third one. I don't know. It's just me. I'm weird. Number 4 was also in my other list, and that's going to be Psycho. Um, I love the 4 films. Bates Motel, Bates Motel Haunting, or whatever it is. It was a TV movie. I don't really consider that part of the series, and I'm not considering the remake, and I'm also not considering the television series. So number 4 was Psycho. I believe that was number 6 in my last one. Number 3 is going to be Hatchet. Um, Again, I love the series. The weakest one, in my opinion, is part 2, and I've already explained that with the whole eyebrow thing. Um, but yeah, number 3 is going to be Hatchet. Number 2 is going to be Subspecies, which I believe was number 3 in my last one, so that kind of moved up a space. Along with Hatchet, Hatchet moved up at 1 as well. And number 1 is going maybe a little bit of a surprise to some people, because it now qualifies for my franchise since it has 3 parts, and that's going to be the Malevolent franchise. And where you have Malevolence, or Malevolence, yeah, Malevolence 2, Bereavement, and Malevolence 3, Killer. Um, I really enjoyed the third one. It really blew me away. And I had already been a fan of the first two. So, yeah. Number 1 is going to go to Malevolence. So, but I'm not expecting anybody to redo this. It's just something I wanted to revisit. I thought Amy had a really, really clever idea with getting rid of the big 4 because they're so obvious. That, and all 4 were actually, I believe all 4. I believe all 4 were in my original top 10. Texas Chainsaw might not have been in there. It's hard for me to remember now, but and to get rid of Child's Play on top of it that has a ton of sequels, it's just something that I wanted to do, something for fun, and yeah. So if you feel like doing this, that's fine. I'm not expecting anybody to. It's just something I wanted to do for myself and as a response to Amy. So yeah. If you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.